Hi everyone, it is Hien from DH Garden Center in beautiful Kisilano. Today I would like to talk about a plant that cuts more than air. It just sits there, stiff and silent. But make no mistake, the snake plant isn't passive decor. For centuries it has been seen as both weapon and guardian, a protector of homes, a plant with teeth. In ancient tradition, its blade-like leaves symbolize defense. In modern offices, it's known for cleaning the air. In some bedrooms, it's been unfairly labeled dangerous. Confused? Good, because this plant sits at the edge of myth and science. And it has more to teach us than most people realize. This is the story of a plant with a sword for a spine, one that has survived not just drought and darkness, but misunderstanding, fear, and myth. And now, thanks to a curious overlap between spiritual wisdom and neuroscience, we're finally beginning to understand what it's really doing in the room. Long before houseplants became trendy, the snake plant was valued for more than its look. In some cultures, it was seen as spiritual armor. In West Africa, people planted it near doors to keep away bad energy. In Asia, it symbolized truth and clarity. In Brazil, it plays a role in religious cleansing rituals. In Chinese Feng Shui, its upright leaves stand guard over homes. It wasn't about superstition, it was about energy. Even with our modern tools, people could feel when something felt off in a room. And snake plants helped make things feel safer. In India, Vastu teachings suggested placing such plants near entryways to bring structure and discipline. Even now, some elders place them near doorways or meditation spaces, not for looks, but for the feeling they give. When you hear snake plant, you might picture tall green blades edged in yellow, but there's a whole family of them, each with a different vibe. Sansevieria trifasciata laurenii, their classic look, tall, sword-like, striped. Sansevieria cylindrica, tube-like, modern, almost futuristic. Sansevieria honey, short and round like a little green flower. Sansevieria masoniana, whale fin, wide, bold, sculptural. Some feel strong and commanding, others feel soft and peaceful. If you think the tall ones look too aggressive for your bedroom or kids' room, consider the smaller honey varieties. They bring all the benefits without the sharp energy. Think of them like people. Some stand tall and confident. Some are quiet and calm. Choose the one that fits your space. Also, keep in mind that the snake plant family has expanded since botanists reclassified it under the genus Dracaena. While still called Sansevieria in popular culture, it now shares botanical lineage with the beloved dragon tree. What does that mean for your home? Greater choice and greater personality. For years, people warned against putting plants, especially snake plants, in bedrooms. They steal oxygen, they said. But science says otherwise. Snake plants use a rare system called photosynthesis. Instead of breathing like most plants, taking in CO2 during the day, they do it at night. This means they can actually release oxygen while you sleep. NASA studied indoor plants in 1989. The snake plant made the list for filtering out harmful chemicals like formaldehyde and xylene. That study changed how we think about house plants. A study in India in 2015 tested schools with and without snake plants. The rooms with plants had a 13-40% less air pollution. That's a big deal. Environmental psychologists today agree that cleaner air correlates with better sleep, lower anxiety, and sharper concentration. So no, they're not dangerous. In fact, they may help you breathe better at night. Here's something fascinating. Our brains respond to shapes in a room, sharp shapes, or alertness and action. Soft shapes on comfort and calm. Snake plants, they're sharp. Their shape makes us feel awake. That's why They work great in entryways, home offices, or creative corners. Interior designers know this. They use tall, structured elements to make spaces feel elegant and alive. Hotels do it all the time. Placing a snake plant near your front door gives visitors a quiet message. This space is watched, respected, grounded. Psychologically, the plant's shape offers a sense of control. In a chaotic world, it says, this is structure. This is strength. In today's world, boundaries are blurry. Work follows us home. Notifications chase us into the bedroom. But the snake plant is a reminder to hold your space. Put it by your bed, and it's not telling you to relax. It's telling you, you matter. This is your space. For people dealing with stress, trauma, or overwhelm, that kind of silent structure is comforting. Some therapists now use plants to help clients build emotional boundaries. The snake plant, with its bowl shape, becomes a visual anchor, what psychologists call nonverbal furniture therapy. It doesn't need to speak. Its presence is enough. Mariah, a school teacher in Portland, had trouble sleeping. Her bedroom was peaceful, filled with candles and soft light, but something still felt off. Turns out she had placed a tall snake plant right at the head of her bed. Every time I lay down, I felt like something was watching me, she said. I didn't feel unsafe, just hyper-aware. After moving the plant to her study, she slept through the night for the first time in weeks. Then there's Raj, a startup founder who kept 3 well-fenced snake plants in his open kitchen. The space looked stunning, but every dinner with guests ended in some kind of tension. I thought it was me, he admitted, but then my partner said, the space feels like a boardroom. After replacing them with softer pothos vines, the vibe shifted instantly. Coincidence? Maybe. But when stories keep repeating, patterns start to matter. Sometimes placement is everything. While the snake plant can do wonders for your space, putting it in the wrong place may disrupt more than it helps. The bedroom, if too close to the bed. If you're a light sleeper or sensitive to energy, placing a tall, sharp-edged plant directly beside or above your bed might overstimulate rather than soothe. A smaller variety across the room is a better choice. The center of the home, Feng Shui, hot. This area needs grounding, not spiking energy. Putting a strong vertical plant here could disrupt the flow of health-related qi. Kitchen, fire-on-fire energy, with stoves already representing the fire element, adding more fire in the form of a sharply structured plant could intensify energy in a space that already burns hot, leading to conflict or imbalance. Where should the snake plant go? Here's what both ancient wisdom and modern science suggest. Entryway to the side. Helps clear incoming energy. Home office, sharp shape, art, sharp focus. Study corners helps frame mental discipline. Meditation spaces, when softened with rounded decor. Bring presence without aggression. Think of it like tuning an instrument. The snake plant is a high note. Place it where clarity, not comfort, is needed. The snake plant isn't just functional, it's stylish. It works in modern minimalism, boho chic, even classic elegant. Pair it with neutral pots in concrete or matte black, textured backgrounds, wood, rattan, stone, rounded objects nearby to balance its lines. Want a softer energy? Choose smaller varieties like Sansevieria honey or Masoniana. Want impact? Go with tall Trifasciata laurenti. Design isn't just about looks, it's about feeling. And this plant brings both. Studies in environmental psychology show that structured greenery boosts focus, emotional regulation, sleep quality. Snake plants also contribute to a sense of agency. Watching them stand tall reminds us to hold our own shape. In trauma recovery rooms, they're often chosen as anchor plants, simple, low-maintenance symbol of internal structure. They don't just decorate, they communicate. The snake plant isn't just popular because it's easy to care for. It has deep roots in many cultures across the globe, from Africa to Asia, from South America to Southeast Asia. These plants carry spiritual meaning, ancestral memory, and generational wisdom. In Nigeria, it's often planted near the front of homes to protect against spiritual intrusion. Yoruba tradition even associated with deities of wisdom and protection. In Vietnam, older generation recall growing luoi ho around the perimeter of gardens, not just for its beauty, but to ward off bad energy and snakes, both literal and spiritual. In Buddhist temples of Thailand and Sri Lanka, snake plants are sometimes placed near the altars as a symbolic protector of truth and clarity. Their upright posture is seen as a metaphor for righteous conduct and mental discipline. In Brazil, candomblé spiritualists use the plant in cleansing ritual to banish negativity. And in India's Vastu Sutra, as well as Japanese Ikebana tradition, snake plants symbolize grounding and uprightness in both characters and energy flow. What's striking is how these traditions develop independently. Cultures with no direct contact all seem to view this one plant as a kind of spiritual sword. That synchronicity isn't a coincidence, it is resonance. So, what makes the snake plant different from all the other leafy friends you could invite into your space? Pothos is carefree and vine-like. It softens rooms but doesn't anchor them. Peace lilies bring tranquility, but they wilt easily and require more attention. ZZ plants are low maintenance like snake plants, but have a rounder shapes, more playful than powerful. Snake plants? They command attention, they don't sprawl, they rise. In spaces where you need energy to focus, protect, or stay clear-headed, few other plants offer the same psychological structure. It's the difference between a hammock and a sword rack. Both are useful, but only one makes you stand straighter. They also score higher in terms of VOC absorption, volatile organic compounds. As shown in several NASA follow-up studies and a 2020 University of Technology Sydney experiment on biophilic indoor environments. Plus, they're extremely forgiving, thriving in neglect, drought, and dim conditions. This resilience has a psychological mirror effect. People often describe feeling more capable, more structured, just by seeing them thrive. Let's take a moment to address the rumors. They're bad luck. This myth likely arose from misunderstanding. In Feng Shui, placement matters. When placed with intention, snake plants invite clarity, not misfortune. They're dangerous in the bedroom. As we covered earlier, science says the opposite. Their nighttime oxygen release makes them one of the few plants actually recommended for sleeping areas, if placed thoughtfully. Only modern hipsters love them. Actually, grandmothers across continents have kept them for decades. In Vietnamese households, they've quietly stood in corners and near ancestor altars for generations. Too masculine, true. The plant carries bold lines, but so does a bonsai, so does a sunflower. Masculine and feminine are projections. We assign the story. Understanding this myth allows us to respect tradition while also using new knowledge to redefine meaning. It's not about rejecting folklore. It's about integrating it. Lina, a trauma counselor from Vancouver, placed a small snake plant on her therapy room's bookshelf. Over time, She noticed her clients gravitated toward it. One man, a veteran, once said, "It looks like it's standing guard." For him, it was a symbol of safety. For Lena, it became a tool, non-verbal, silent, but impactful. In Toronto, a mother of two battling postpartum depression said she started her healing corner with a single snake plant. She named it, watered it weekly, watched it grow. And somehow, that growth felt mirrored in herself. These aren't isolated cases. They speak to a subtle truth. When our environment supports us, so does our mind. The snake plant doesn't chase light. It waits. It holds its posture. And in doing so, it teaches us that not all progress is visible. Not all power is loud. Not all protection requires movement. When you choose a plant like this, you're choosing more than decor. You're choosing presence. You're creating a contract with the space around you. One leaf at a time, the snake plant redefines what it means to belong to a room, and for that room to belong to you. Visit DH Garden Center in Kisilano or follow us online for simple tips, real stories, and expert plant pairing tailored to your lifestyle. Let's grow something small and reclaim something big